What's up, Tiger fans? This is Khalil Baker back with another episode of Inside CU Sports. This time we're going to join Adam Preston, the new athletic director. Let's see what he has to say.
My name is Adam Preston. I'm the athletic director here at Campbellsville University. I've spent my entire adult life here at Campbellsville University. I came here in 1997 as a student athlete and played soccer. Finished my time here and moved into a coaching role. I was the men's soccer coach for 22 years. In that time, got to watch a lot of young people grow and develop, and have seen them become adults and parents and employees and influence their community in the most positive ways. And then this last year, I've taken on the role of athletic director. I think my life has always been, I have a desire of where I want to be and where I want to go, and God's approach has been very different from that. We talk about 22 years, and it doesn't feel like 22 years because I always felt called to it. I felt like I was exactly where I needed to be. There were a couple times in that tenure where I questioned, is this the right spot for me? And God clearly said, yes, this is where I want you right now. The athletic director role kind of opened up when a VP said, would you ever consider that? Just common conversation, not directing me anywhere, but it was a friend of mine. I said, no, I don't think I'll do that until I get a little older. I'll consider going to that administrative role when I can't kick a ball anymore. But then I started to pray about it, and God started to open my heart and my mind, and it started to open those doors and started to see a vision for what this role could be. That vision didn't clearly align with where the university had the position. As they started moving forward, there were some movements in that area, and it started very clearly and specifically align with what I thought it could be and where I felt like I could be an influence. God's plan just started to roll forward. It's like, this is where I want you, this is the spot, and it really was right in line with where I thought this position could and should be. Yeah, so it's complex, right? It's being true to who we are. I think that's one of the most important things, of creating a clear identity as an athletics department, and then honoring that in all we want to do. We want to be a championship caliber department. We have to figure out how to effectively do that with the resources we have at our disposal. We have fantastic coaches here. We want to identify those that are championship caliber. We want to support them, lift them up, and build those programs. And we want to be one of the top programs in the country. We really want to be invested in that. There's a huge support from the administration on guiding that path financially, working within our resources, but using those to the best effect. And I think that it's a realistic goal. It'll take some time and some creativity, but we have great people here, and I feel like the right people are in place to make differences. The dream is, in 5 and 10 years, people are saying, we want to do what Campbellsville University does. There's those departments all across the country that people say, how do they do what they do, how they make it, they model us. And I think from Dr. Hopkins to Dr. Sherman, Dusty Snyder, and others that have been involved and helpful, I think we have a real appetite for that, to be culture leaders, both in our university, but also across the nation. Adding an academic piece to what we do athletically is something we're in discussions about. There's ways to build this out in an effective manner that can make us unique to what's done in the NAI right now. And I think if we get people smarter than me involved and bring in those coaches that have the right influence and administrative pieces that understand how to tie those things together, we can do something really great here. And that's the ambition. I know that sounds big, but every time I've moved in a specific direction, God put something big in front of me. And am I capable of doing that? Absolutely not. But with His leadership and guidance, I really believe that's where we can be in the near future. Yeah, we're early stages on that one, but we have 800 plus student athletes. We're an athletics-driven school. We have outstanding academic units all across the university. But honoring who we are and what we're about is going to be important. That can be adding credit to athletic performance. Some schools do that. That's an approach. Building out some majors that tie into creating coaches. These are things that are exciting, but again, very, very early stages. But I think, again, it's about identifying who we are and being true to that, because we have identity right now, but being more clear about that and honoring it is the direction we want to move in. Yeah, I think the most important thing is with the coaches is hearing them. We have to listen. We have to understand what their needs are, what their concerns are, and then back them up and support them in a way where they can effectively implement what their ideas and goals and beliefs are, all while holding them accountable to the overall standard of the university. We want to expose every kid here to Jesus Christ, what an important goal that is, and seek out God's will and then obediently follow that through each department. Hearing the coaches and the wisdom that some of them have and the uniqueness of each of their programs has been essential as we've started to build out the next phase. What does fishing need that's different from softball? And as you speak to those coaches and hear them, we have some people that truly understand how to move that forward. Listening to those and then figuring out how to implement the resources we have to be effective there it's a real possibility for growth, and I think that's the key to that. Man, I love our student athletes. I think if we support our coaches effectively, then that's going to be how that runs through. I love to be the guy in the background at this point that's watching them succeed, that supported our coaches in the right ways. And I think that's where that connective piece goes. Obviously, I'm here. We have support staff throughout the athletics department that's going to look out for those kids, lift them up. But if we enable our coaches in the right way, I think they'll be the difference makers that are on ground level. You know, I sat with my 7-year-old. This is probably the best setup for this. And I was talking to him when I was in the interview process, and he's like, "Dad, are you still going to be a coach?" I was like, "No, I'm not going to be a coach. I'll kind of lead the coaches and I'll help support them." And he said, "Oh, so you're going to coach the coaches?" And I love that. People still call me Coach Preston, and I don't feel like I'm Coach Preston anymore. I'm Adam these days. But truly, I want to be there to build those people up, to support them. And I think that that's part of that process. Yes, so I've said repeatedly in the last few weeks is that the view is very different from the seat I am in now than I was in a month or two ago. Perspectives are valuable. That perspective I had as a coach immediately informs me to certain things. Now, looking at it from a different view starts to open your eyes and give a better understanding, more comprehensive understanding. But again, the more people you hear, the better you can truly figure out how to move things forward, to make progress, and that's what we're seeking to do. You know, I was in an interview process for one of our AVPs, Dusty Snyder, and in that process he said, problems are treasures. They're opportunities to grow, to learn about yourself, and I've loved the problems that we've had, being able to find solutions that are real and relevant to each program, to each coach and what they're doing. I love supporting people. There are days that in the early times that I would leave and I was frustrated because I wasn't effectively doing the job, and I would begin to pray, and I'm just grateful God's opening my eyes to how to approach these things, how to better understand these things and better serve our coaches and student athletes. Lifted up by our administration, how supportive they are and how much they want to see this go well. So I'm extremely excited about those pieces, but starting off, it's been a big step forward, you know. But again, I see those problems as treasures, and life's full of treasures right now. We're learning and growing from each and every one. The volume of data coming my way, the consuming of spreadsheets and information, and trying to not understand, but keep it relevant and keep it in the front of your mind so that you're processing information in real time. I always want to have the information necessary when I'm in the room with specific people. So understanding and using tech tools to keep myself up to date has been a valuable piece. I've had some fantastic mentors throughout the university, inside and out, friends that are in that type of position and have encouraged me to go in specific ways. But that's been probably the biggest thing, the volume of information coming my way.
Thank you guys so much for watching this episode, and thanks Adam Preston for coming by and joining us. Please stay tuned for more.